Hello, my name's Jason and welcome to another episode of me painting. Today we have a 18 by 14 canvas up and I've just covered it with a very thin, even coat of liquid white. And if you'd like to see how I apply the liquid white, then check out the video here, or there's a video link in the description. Okay, let's get started on this one. I'm going to do something with like Misty Hills. We'll see what happens. So, start with a 2-inch brush and just pull out a little bit Prussian Blue, and just give it a tap. Maybe we'll put in a little crimson as well. A little dark crimson and blue. Prussian Blue, Alizarin Crimson, and you're tapping your bristles. You do that so you get an even distribution of colour on your bristles, and then you don't get streaks, which we don't want. So I'm just using little X's, little crisscross strokes, just to start filling in this colour. And you start at the top and then you work down, and then it gets lighter and lighter towards the horizon. That's the liquid white working for us. We'll go to about there. Maybe tapping a little bit more colour, a little bit more crimson, a little bit more blue. Maybe let's darken the top a little bit in the corners, just to send the eye central. Okay, now with a clean dry brush. Let's just lightly just blend this. One hair and some air. Okay, nice simple little sky. Maybe with a fan brush, number 3 fan brush. Let's grab a little bit of, let's go with some white and dark crimson in there. Okay, like both sides of the brush. Maybe we've got a cloud that lives sort of here, and we'll just use little sort of flicky kind of strokes, doing little circles, a bit more paint. Just putting an indication of a little bit of a cloud there, maybe over here as well. There's one there as well. Then you grab the 2-inch brush again and just mist up the base of the cloud, and then lift up. Just add a little wind in there and across lightly, and this one as well, and lift up and then go across, just to give a nice little cloud effect. Oops. Let's put another one in. Maybe there's one here. Of course, to be able to see the clouds more, all you need to do is make your sky darker. So your sky's darker and then your clouds will be brighter. It's all a game of lights and darks. I'm just going across that. That'll do for the sky. Now then, let's put in a mountain. Let's have a distant mountain here. So let's make a, let's grab some Prussian Blue, Alizarin Crimson, Midnight Black, VanDyke Brown, maybe a bit more crimson. And just mix that all up. So that was Prussian Blue, Midnight Black, VanDyke Brown, and Alizarin Crimson. Mix that with a knife. This can be our mountain mix. And I've put an extra bit of crimson just to give it that more crimson-y tone. And you pull the paint out very flat. Pull it out very flat. And then you cut across, and you get a little roll of paint. And let's have our mountain. Maybe he's quite pointy. any sort of there, be there, something like that. Maybe there's another little peak there. And then you scrape off the excess paint, just whip it off. You don't need that, because then by doing that, removing the excess, then when you pull it down you'll get that nice misty effect which we're after. So let's grab a 1-inch brush, since we've done this mountain quite steep. And we just pull this out. I'm thinking about angles, thinking about the way the mountain is. So maybe we'll put our highlights on this side. So then when we're pulling it down we can start thinking about that. And then we can pull the other side down the other way, where the shadows are. I'm just using little crisscross strokes at the base, just to mist it. And you can also think about what bit's in front of which. So maybe this peak is in front of that peak. And you can sort of play with that using the brush strokes, and you're not committed yet, which is always good. So it's good to be able to have a bit of a mess around before you get serious. Okay. Right, now let's start highlighting this using the knife. Let's grab some titanium white, pull it out flat. Let's put a little bit of bright red in that. Pull it out very flat and then cut across for your little roll of paint. So pull it out very flat, cut across, get a little roll of paint. Little roll of paint. Okay, let's start working on the highlights. So you're holding the knife between your finger and your thumb, nice and loose, and you're guiding it using the top corner, and you just very lightly, no pressure, just let it sort of glide, just let it glide down. Let's put this one in as well, this one that's quite far away, but no pressure. No pressure. The reason this works is because the paint is quite thick and dry, and then because using light pressure as well, it breaks like that. A bit of white on there, that peak. Thinking about angles as you're creating your shapes. Let's make our shadow colour. Let's grab a little bit of the mountain mix that we made. Let's bring that up here. Let's get some of that blue as well. Touch more white. So we've got like our mountain mix with some white and some blue in there, just to cool it down a little bit. That could be our shadow colour. So let's cut across. You get a little roll of paint again, just like before. And then we can use this just to create our shadow side. It's up to you how light or how dark you want your shadow colour, of course. No pressure. Let's pull this bit into there. We've got like a nice little curve there now. And put this one at the back. Okay. And then step back, have a look. Maybe I can add to make it a little more light at the back there. Maybe the shadow side is a little lighter. you can do that. And let's just clean it up with a bit of white. A little white on the knife. But we'll clean this bit up at the top there. And where it's sort of connecting, you can start going over some, just to improve things a little. Maybe you want to get rid of this straight line here, and maybe it sort of comes out like that. And maybe this is in front. You can do that. Whatever you like. We'll leave that mountain as it is. Gives you an idea how to do a bit of a mountain. Now using a 2-inch brush, I'll just tap the base of this mountain. Just give it a tap. Give it a tap. Following the angles, and then lift up. Lift up. Make it look nice and misty. Just very lightly tapping up there. Very lightly. Really misting it now. Create a nice little misty area there. Right, let's start putting in a hill in front of there. So let's use our mountain mix. But let's grab a bit of white, just to lighten it a bit. Okay, something like that. Maybe a touch more brown, touch more of the green. Okay, that's more what I was after, a bit more of the green. Let's start putting in, maybe there's a bit of a hill there. You can start thinking about the angles. And we've got a hill that's sort of here, and maybe there's a hill here as well. You're sort of behind that one. Since I've just added this one in, let's mist him out. I always do that. You start working on an area and then you start seeing things and you want to change it, and you should. That's what you want to do. That's what you should do. So let's do that. Then let's use the 2-inch brush. Let's get some of this Cad Yellow. Cad Yellow and some Sap Green, maybe some yellow ochre, the midnight black, so it's not too bright. Of course, the midnight black and yellow makes green, which is good. And then just give it a little push, like that, and you get a little ridge of paint. You get one of those on your bristles. You can see that little ridge. Okay, now then, let's follow in the angles. Let's just tap in some little highlights on here. Just thinking of angle, thinking of the angles, and then you can create loads of different layers. Okay, let's give that a tap, just to soften that. Okay, and now this one I want in front. So let's get some more of this dark. So maybe this one sort of goes along there. But I want to keep this light area just to show that there's another plane there. Let's, while we're at it, let's grab some of this dark on the fan brush. Load both sides. Mountain mix with the Sap Green. Let's put in a few trees. So a few little trees back here. You can see. Maybe there's some here as well. So I'm just touching and pulling down. Then we can get our grass back into our grass colour. All the yellows, and then we can start putting in some grassy areas around the tree, around the bunch of trees there. Let's grab some more colour. Let's working in layers as always. And the softer you are and the more you go over this, it starts picking up the liquid white and then gets even softer. Which is what you want. Now let's tap this. And I'm using the brush straight on, so you get lots of different heights of mist, rather than if you did that, it would just cut it off. You don't want to cut it off. You want it to be lots of different heights. Okay, and then maybe these trees back here, maybe they come further down. Sort of like that. And then you can just tap in a bit of grass there. Just so the trees look like they're coming down the hill. Okay. Now let's put in another layer. This is great fun to try and create depth in your painting. Doing all these layers. Maybe this one starts here. Putting a little bit there, and maybe that comes down like that. Who knows? It's your painting, remember. You decide where you want your hill to be. Okay. Maybe the trees, they're closer now, so they're bigger. So I'm loading my fan brush, number 3 fan as always. I do favour the smaller fan brush for some reason. The other one's good, but I don't know. I just favour the small one. Let's put in a few trees. Just touching and pulling down. Touching, pulling down. Let's have them, maybe they sort of go off into the distance. Back there. Here are those trees. Maybe there's a couple in here as well. Just see a few just over that hill. Make it look like there's some way up. Okay. Let's get some more of this grass. All the colours, the yellows and the green. Just give it a touch. We'll push up there, get a ridge of paint. One of those on your bristles. And let's start in our grass here. Thinking about the angles. I don't want to completely cover up these trees, we just want to be able to see that there's a view. We want to try and keep these little areas just to show that there's different planes in the land. I think I've already said that, but it is important, honest. Okay. Let's knock this one away. Mist it away. Okay. Now then, maybe there's another layer. Some more colour. Maybe it's a bit flatter. Just throwing in the colour. Let's grab some brown, some green, some black. Maybe just throwing in the colour now. Okay. Now let's put a bit of grass in. There's a bit of grass here. Now on top of this grass, maybe we've got a little fence. So let's use a detail knife for a change. Let's get some of this VanDyke Brown, just straight VanDyke Brown. Cut across. A little roll of paint. Let's put in a little fence here. This fence post has got a bit big. It's only supposed to have been a small fence. Oh well. Have it going over the top of that hill there. Maybe there's another one that you can just about see. It would be sort of here. Maybe I'll have that. Something like that. And that one. Something like that. Maybe we'll have another one. It's up here. Something like that. Just be creative. Make your fence the way you want it to be. This might have been like some private land and the farmer just needed a bit of a fence to keep his cattle from roaming around, and it was maybe this was built ages ago, it's just been left, something like that. It's sort of leaning. And then we'll highlight that. A bit of white in with this, some green colour. Let's get some brown in there. Greeny brown and white. Nice little mixture. And we've got our light coming this way, so let's just give it a little bit of highlight. And then on the top as well. Just on the top there. Something like that. Just to give you an idea a fence, and then let's grab our grass. Let's plant that a little bit. Let's get some grass over it. Okay. Still again thinking of layers. Thinking of layers and angles. Which way is this land? Is it going like this? And you just tap it in. And the more you tap, the softer it gets, as I was saying. The softer it gets. And then you can start playing games now. Get some of this white from here. Some white. And then push into your colour. Get a bit of a highlight, and maybe there's some light zinging off this area here. Maybe there's a bit here as well. But you just pick out areas that you want a bit more light hitting it. Not everywhere, just a few areas. Maybe there's a bit on there. Maybe there's some there. Just to add a little bit of difference. There's some there. Some down there. Yeah, and you can do the same with dark as well if you wish. Let's just, I want a bit of a shadow there. Got my fan brush with all the dark on. Let's just wipe some of it off. Okay. There's a little bit of it still on. And let's imagine the shadow. A shadow like there. Something like that. Don't have to have it exact. Bit of grass there. And maybe we've got a little bit of grassy areas. Just grab a little bit of this grassy bit. Paint thinner and a little bit of paint, twisting bristles, and maybe put in a few little details if you want to. Little clumps of grass. Then let's get some paint thinner, some bright red. Spin the bristles, spin the bristles. Maybe down here we'll stick in a little J, B. And a little bird. The masters. We'll call this one done. Thanks very much for watching this painting. It's a good one to show you how to create a lot of distance, and maybe have some fun with it. So I'll see you again soon. Cheers, bye.